And how dare he put my son in jeopardy, the safety of my son in jeopardy. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. This is Alpha Omega Occasionally. On this occasion, I am genuinely pissed off, and you will be too when you hear what I have to say in this video. As I said before, I usually only make videos when I'm passionate about something, and I'm so passionate about this, and you will be too, and you'll wonder why. You'll wonder why I've bitten me tongue on this subject in relation to the person who has done this to my son. But I'll explain all as this video progresses. You know that Thailand has one of the highest rates of road fatalities anywhere in the world. Per head of population, it's incredible. Well, obviously it's based on per head of population. On average, 50 to 60 people die every day on the roads in Thailand. And a huge proportion of those people are involved in road accidents with pickup trucks. Yes, pickup trucks. My brother-in-law has a pickup truck and I have a son. And one of the reasons I'm recording this video in Bangkok is because this happened up in Pontoutini the other day, yesterday, and we're due to go back up there tonight or tomorrow, but I decided to make this video here because I wouldn't be able to contain myself in his company if I was broaching this subject within earshot of him. But he wouldn't understand a word I was saying anyway because he can't speak English. But if I was within spitting distance of him, I wouldn't be able to control my reaction, let's say, to what he has done. So it's a bit of a story. Yesterday afternoon, we had spent 5 days up in Pontoutini, and I love it up there. And we're going to be spending another couple of nights up there over the next couple of days. But we had spent 5 nights up in Pontoutini, and I was relaxed and enjoying myself, and I was doing a bit of magna-fishing and stuff like that. And I didn't notice. My brother-in-law, my wife's brother, was heading off somewhere to do something, and his mode of transportation is a Hilux smart cab, and this is important, smart cab pickup truck. And if you know what a smart cab is, it means for insurance purposes it has a back seat. It's a back bench. It's not really capable of, you wouldn't be able to sit people comfortably in the back. It's there for insurance purposes. Even kids would be cramped in the back. But he was off out to do something. And by the way, I'll just say, he is a genuine person, as far as I know. But what he did was just pure stupidity, and proves that when I say her family, meaning her, the wife, her family are pig ignorant. They are, and you'll agree with me. He was going off to do something in his pickup, and there was 3 kids. Harry was one of them. One of them was his grandchild who he's looking after, and he's 2, little toddler, and another kid who's about 12, and a very nice fella he is too. They all are. But he invited the kids to go with him in his pickup, you see. And I happen to know, I don't happen to know, it's a fact, he drinks and drives. But I wasn't concerned about the fact he was drinking and driving, because I knew he hadn't taken any drink at this stage of the afternoon. It was about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, something like that. Anyway, I was standing within the vicinity, and I noticed that Harry was getting into his pickup, and I said to my wife, no, he cannot go. And the reason I said he cannot go is because I know he's irresponsible when it comes to driving. And my wife kind of tried to plamass me. Plamass is a Gaelic word that we use in English. She tried to plamass me by saying, let him go, he wants to go. And I said, I backed off. I said, he can go on one proviso, and that is he sits in the back on that bench seat thing. And Harry got in with the 2 other kids, and he set off, and I shouted after him, put on your seatbelt, probably knowing there's no seatbelts in the back of those. I don't even know if there are or not. But I reluctantly allowed my son to go because he wanted to go. So fast forward about an hour and a half to 2 hours later, I was in the house, I was on the computer, I was doing a few bits and pieces, editing and stuff like that. And Harry, rocks up to me and unsolicited. And kids don't tell lies voluntarily or or unsolicitedly. He just rocked up to me and says, "Dad, guess what? I was in the back of the pickup truck coming home." And I stood up and I said, "Harry, say that again. Were you in the back seat or are you in the bed of the pickup truck?" Harry's nearly 7. He's well capable of understanding the difference. And he said he was in the bed of the pickup truck on the way back. And he said, "But don't worry, Dad. The older kid was holding him against the back window of the cab." I said, "What?" "In case I fell out," he says. So I said, "Well, I'm going to have a chat with him now." And my wife came along. That's obviously his sister. And she said, "Harry's only joking." And then Harry turned to me and says, "Yes, Daddy, I'm only joking." And I knew because Harry volunteered the information without me asking, that it wasn't a joke, it was the truth. But I was able to bite my tongue because I knew if I said that to him, I would have gone through him for a shortcut. Not only did I disagree with it, but I actually asked for Harry. The proviso was that he sit in the back seat if he was to go. There's Harry there now. My wife was pretty adamant about the fact that Harry was joking. And I let it go. And to be honest with you, I'm glad I let it go. Because if I hadn't let it go, it would have been worse for me, even though I'm in the right as a parent. So fast forward 24 hours, we're back here in Bangkok. And I'm sitting in front of my computer here in the condo, doing a bit of editing again, because I never do anything else. And Harry asked me to look online for a toy. He wanted to buy some thing online. And I took the opportunity to get clarity on this issue. I just said to him, I said, "Did you ride in the back?" And I won't mention his name. Not that it would make any bloody difference, but it's just my wife's brother. "Did you sit in the back of so-and-so's pickup on the way back from your shopping expedition?" I didn't say it like that, but you know what I mean. And he said, "No." And I said, "Well, I tell you, Harry, I'm going to buy this for you online, and I want you to tell me the truth and stick out your tongue." And he went like that. I said, "It's black." And he said, "Okay, Dad, yes. We sat in the back of the pickup, but the young fella, the other older kid," he said, "that older guy held me against the back window so I wouldn't fall out." And I didn't go ballistic. I just said to him, I said, "Never again. Absolutely never again." So I called the wife after she had blatantly lied to me just to keep me quiet, to save face with our bloody family. I called her, and the minute I broached the subject, she said, "How do you know?" She knew she'd been caught out. She said, "How do you know?" I said, "Harry told me." And I said, "I'm going to speak to your brother." Now, I didn't say brother, I called him by his name. I said, "I'm going to speak to him when we go back up there tonight or whenever it is." She said, "Oh, no. We'll just say he cannot go in the back of the pickup again, or in the pickup again." And I had to let it go. Because if I didn't let it go, I'd be the worst. I love this country and I love the culture. But there are certain aspects of the culture that I fundamentally disagree with. And this is proof, as Harry, get away from that. And this is proof that I'm correct. Because I'm waiting for one person who's watching this video, and you're quite welcome to do it. And I know I value your comments, but I do get a lot of criticism about the way I'm critical about Thailand. But I would welcome one person to criticise my point of view on this issue relation to Thailand. I said it to a friend of mine who lives in France, and I asked him what he would do, and he said he would never allow it. Obviously never allow it. It's the stupidity. And the worst part about this is I categorically said that Harry must sit in the back seat, and that's the reason he was to go. And what does he do? He just fucking ignores me and puts him in the bed of the pickup, driving back on the roads up in Klong Lawang. If you think the roads of Bangkok are fucking dangerous, you want to try it up there. It's a rural area, and as you know, the further you go out of a metropolis, the less the rules apply, let's say. And how dare he put my son in jeopardy, the safety of my son in jeopardy. But you see, lads, this is one thing you don't understand, or you may understand, that you have to bite your tongue and swallow it. Well, not swallow your tongue, but you have to swallow your pride. You have to row in with your Thai wife when it comes to her and family. They are damn ignorant. Someone tell me that is not ignorant and stupid and absolutely wrong. To defy a parent's wishes to suit yourself, your bloody self, you fool, absolute fool. So by the way, I do say that he's a nice guy. He's I won't say reasonable. He's a nice fella. He doesn't mean any harm. He's very good to his sister. He does a lot of work for her, although she pays him for it. And by the way, I gave him a welding mask because he damaged his eyes because he welds without a mask. Talk about ignorant. And all he said to me when I gave him the mask is "bod pie," and he hasn't said a word to me since. He's as ignorant as they come, but he's a nice fella. And ignorance, by the way, is not, calling someone ignorant isn't necessarily a derogatory way of describing someone. It's just a fact. I am ignorant of certain things. I am ignorant of the Arabic language. I don't speak it. I can't read it. I am ignorant of a lot of things. And he is not only ignorant of common sense, but devoid of common sense. And he's not the only one, because that is Thai culture. Putting people and kids in the back of pickups, it's okay if it's their own. Go ahead and do it. I've no issue with it. That's the way they want to do it. Who am I to I'm not going to change a culture. But when it's my kid, and when it happens I'm told to shut up, that's when it's a problem. So you see, my kid is not safe in Thailand. He's safe as long as I'm around. But that's probably one of many times in his life that he's going to be riding around the back of a pickup, or one of 4 people on a motorcycle, because I won't be here all the time. And his mother would just let it go on. That's the way it is, lads. And I look forward to your comments on this. He is an absolute ignoramus, and my child is not safe in Thailand without me there. Well, I'm not saying that I'm the best parent in the world, by far I'm not. But at least I'm aware of basic common sense when it comes to road safety. So there you are. If you have experience, I'd love to hear if you've experienced anything like this. You see, I'm a nobody in her family. What I say is just goes over their head and they do whatever they bloody well like. I've got 3 beers in the fridge up there, and I've said to myself, I'm going to buy my own fridge, because they take your beer. It's common property. That's another bloody thing. Again, I'm not being critical for the sake of being critical. I'm just stating a fact. That it's very difficult sometimes, and this is the proof of it. It's very difficult to assimilate into Thai culture when it goes against the basic grain of what you've been brought up with and what you believe to be true and safe. I welcome your comments, lads. I really do. I look forward to hearing from you. If you haven't done so already, click that like button, the share button, subscribe button, and do all those wonderful things. And remember, we have a Patreon page. And on that Patreon page, we have 3 channels. This one, the Big Picture El Panorama, and BPEP2. So you get 3 for the price of 1. The link is in the description for Patreon. But whatever you do, lads, make sure you join me again for another wonderful video very soon. I'm going to make my next video up on Pontutine, and it might be a sequel. If it's not the very next one, there will be a sequel to this, when I demonstrate the ignorance of her bloody brother. There you go. I'll see you again soon, lads. It's a good job I'm not up there tonight. Do you know what I was going to do? I was going to hold off making this video till I was up there and show him and show the truck. But you know what the truck looks like? It's a Hilux smart cab with an open bed on the back. Anyway, I'll go on. I'm rabbiting on now too much. I'll see you again very soon, lads. Make sure if you haven't done so already, click the like button, the share button, subscribe button. Do all those wonderful things. And I'll bring you back another wonderful video very soon. Thanks for joining me.